Hi guys, I'm Sammy and today I'm going to be talking about procrastination, or better yet, how to overcome procrastination. So procrastination is purely and simply putting something off. Either because, you don't feel motivated to do it, you don't feel in the mood to do it, it's too much hard work, you've got other things going on in your life, that kind of thing. I'm going to talk through 5 key tips on either stopping procrastination or becoming something I call a productive procrastinator, in which you may procrastinate on one project but you still do others. So I guess my first tip, I'm going to go straight into it. So my first tip is making sure you have breaks. Now, your brain can only do so much at once, and it tends to only work to the best of its ability around certain times of the day, depending on what science reports you read or health articles you read. These times different, and I guess it's because every person is different. So you find the hours that best suit you and the best break pattern that suits you. For me, I work best late at night, so between 5 till 9 o'clock at night, sometimes even later, and I work best if I do an hour's work with a 20-minute break. Hours work, 20-minute break. But obviously everybody else is different. So, maybe, you can get up at 6 o'clock and do all your work, without needing a break in the morning, and you're done for the rest of the day. But breaks are key because it gives your brain a chance to, relax, stop overthinking things. You can go back to a project then with fresh eyes, and, you might be able to, solve a problem you've not seen or pick up on mistakes that you've made and not realised. In this break, I wouldn't recommend watching TV. I would do something else that would still keep your brain going, but not in the same way that you work at. So read a book. Maybe you like doing crosswords or word searches. Doing that would be good. I would recommend fitting in at least a 5-minute walk in this break, or at least 5 minutes standing outside, because the fresh air, change of scenery, it will help you. So tip number 2 would be to not stress about your work. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time to do stuff, especially if you are a procrastinator and you will put it off. So let's say it's Monday, you got a piece of homework, it's due in Wednesday. Start that work that night. Make sure you give yourself time, the 2 days to procrastinate and do bits and bobs when you feel like you want to. The longer you give yourself to do a project, the better it is. I personally will start any work within an hour or two of getting home. So, on an end of a day, I get in, maybe have a little downtime, a little bit of me time, and then I'll start my work. I prioritise what's doing first, and I try to do the stuff that's going to be more time consuming first, just because I know I'll put that off more. Which brings me on to tip number 3. Always do work that you know will take longer or is more boring or more complicated first. So let's say you have 3 projects doing on the same day. Choose the one that will take more time, or the one that you're not going to enjoy the most. And it's because you will put that one off more. So if you always go back to that one first, you're giving that one more time and attention. And make sure you put the one that's going to take the least amount of time and the one that's going to be more fun at the end. But if you have a lot of projects due within the same kind of time frame, and let's say you have 10 projects and 6 of them more long and time consuming ones, and you've only got 4 that you're going to enjoy and that are shorter, try and divide them up. So do, 2 of the more time consuming ones first, then one of the shorter ones, something like that. It just helps make you feel like you're achieving more and accomplishing more, especially if you complete a project. You then feel more motivated to like go back to longer ones, or just go back to doing projects. So the more you complete in between procrastinating, the more likely you are to feel motivated to move on and do others. This brings me on to tip 4, to-do lists. To-do lists are going to be your best friend. Make sure in your to-do list you either write dates assignments are due, or the ones that are due first, or things that need to be done first. If it's like just a normal to-do list, goes at the top. Always. Just because then you can see better. Now, to-do list, you can, there's apps on your phones you can just scribble it down on a piece of paper, post-it notes. However, if you are very bad at sticking with them, you can get things like this. I believe this one's from Primark. I'm not 100% sure. It was a gift. You can get them from like Amazon, Poundland, eBay, Wilko. They have magnets on the back, so you can stick them on your fridge. So it's something you're going to see every single day. Maybe get a metal board in front of your desk that it can stick on. This one has little checkpoints and comes with a pen, so like you write what you need to do and you can tick it off. Just so you can physically see this list every single day. It's going to remind you to do stuff. And then you'll tick it off so you can see what you've achieved and accomplished as well. It's really good. Sometimes as well, if you have a lot going on, I will colour code things. So I'll like use a certain colour for one of my topic, like one of my modules or subjects, different colour for another one. I'll use a colour for personal, a colour for work, just so I can like physically see things better. It is something that since I've started using, I don't procrastinate as much, or I become more of a productive procrastinator in such that even though I'll be putting off one project, I will still go and do another one. And this brings me on to my last one, timetabling your life and picking out key things from your day. So, this is another thing you can get. I've got a study planner one just because a lot of more of my work, kind of stuff that I do put off, is school related. You can get so many different layouts. This one was from Poundland in the back to school collection, I believe 2 years ago. I stocked up on a lot. But you can get them from Amazon, eBay, pretty much anywhere. Different layouts, different themes, what's best for you. So this one has like your average day from like the average time people wake up to the average time people go to bed to do stuff. It also has like a habit tracker, generalized notes, and then it has different categories down the sides. So you have like today's top 3, so like the top 3 things that have gone well today, and the top 3 things you've enjoyed. Topics to study, so this is like if you've been doing work and realised, oh actually I'm not quite 100% sure on that topic like I thought I was. You write it down in that, so you know to come back to it another day when you've got a space of time. Then a study plan, and for this it's like your 6 main things to study. So this could relate to like your topics to study as such, or maybe stuff that hasn't gone quite right that day. And by using that, it then helps you to prioritize things for future days, like future study breaks and study blocks that you've got to go through them. It also has like today's accomplishments, which I guess is similar to the today's top 3 section at the top. For the today's accomplishments, I try to keep it to a personal, where the top 3 I try to keep to a study. And then it has a for tomorrow box. So you use everything else you've collected on this to prioritise the things for the next day. Now, you can get other like layouts for this. You can get more personal ones. And having these lists and these timetables, it helps you. So I will tend to use the timetable to block time, so like personal, academic, work, and then I use my to-do list for my projects. So I like kind of use them both, and I try to vary my calendar kind of. So like one day I might have like 3 hours doing work and only 2 study, and then another day I might split it and have like an hour study, 2 hours work, 3 hours study, that kind of thing. So I do tend to use them together. The study planner I have also has a magnet on the back, which is good for me. I mean, at the minute I don't have any surfaces I can put it on, so they are just at the side of like my bed or my desk. But having them with the magnets on and putting them on like your fridge, where you're gonna go every single day, at least as a minimum 3 times a day, if not more, it helps to like motivate you. And one thing to know, no matter what, is you need to make sure you motivate yourself. Because even though you know these top tips I've just given you, if you're not motivated, you're not going to do it. So vision boards and manifesting is the best thing to do. Now, your vision board could be a physical representation of all your dreams and goals and like a picture board. It could be maybe some photos on your phone. Maybe, you have a vision board, you've taken a picture and made it your lock screen, so it's something you see every single day. And by focusing on these goals, focusing your mind on this is what I want to achieve, you're manifesting, and the more you manifest, the more likely good things are to come to you, because you're working hard for them. And if you keep seeing these goals, self-consciously or unconsciously or whatever, you will start working towards them without even realising, because you will naturally get more motivated. Other key things to know to get motivated is better health, better diets, having something to work for. So for me, I need to keep myself busy for my mental health, and it helps me to reduce my procrastination, or at least focus my procrastination onto other projects. For other people, you could be working and, you have to keep at it to support other people. Maybe you're doing it to prove a point to somebody who thought, like that used to tell you wouldn't be able to do it. I don't know, maybe you set these goals and you try to work towards them to motivate younger siblings. I mean, I know being the oldest that your younger siblings do look up to you. And if you're a major procrastinator, it doesn't reflect very well, so you need to find a way to keep going. Giving yourself breaks, having to-do lists, having timetables, prioritizing work is just a few things you can do to help, but ultimately it is down to you. So you have to truly want to stop being a procrastinator to stop. I try really hard, and there are some days where you don't feel up to it, you are feeling quite down and low. So by sticking to these tips I've given to you guys, it helps in the sense of, even though I won't feel motivated to do it, I still have something I can work on. I'll do like maybe 5 or 10 minutes towards each project. And it can get hard some days if you know a deadline's coming up and you don't really feel motivated, and sometimes it's not your best work. But I guess it's better to work through that. In case you do feel more motivated later on, it's better to go back and check. Just in case, you don't get the motivation, you don't have the time, so then you're still handing something in, even though it might not be your best work. And this is always a good way to get feedback off your teachers or peers, and it might make you feel more motivated for later on. Don't let negative things in your life make you procrastinate more, because then it's going to become harder when you have to meet deadlines. So yes, they're my top tips. Like top tips against procrastination. A few tips on how to motivate yourselves, and I hope once you've watched this video and coming away from it, you will be able to prioritize things in your life better, and once you stop procrastinating as much, you feel happier, which is better for your mental health. So on that note, that's the end of this video. I hope it helps you. Remember, plant a little love, and see you guys next week.